Rebecca, thank you also for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You are really Mother Superior?
That's right. It was a big opportunity that fell in my lap, and I'm really happy to be taking the show around Asia and especially to be here in Manila.
We're so excited that you're here, but first let's give the viewers, for those who may not know Sister Act, just a brief background on Sister Act.
Well, a lot of people are familiar with the film from 1992 starring Whoopi Goldberg, which is about a disco diva named Dolores who has big ambitions to be a nightclub singer, but witnesses a murder and has to be put in witness protection. She ends up in a convent.
Hiding,
and it's sort of a fish out of water story. While she's there, though, she finds a new purpose in teaching these cloistered nuns how to sing, and she brings a new type of music to their very sheltered world. This creates a lot of conflict between her and the Mother Superior, which was played by Maggie Smith in that movie. But the story moves forward in how they find ways to work together. It's not easy for either of them.
But there's a difference between and one of the differences between the movie and the musical was that the movie was set in the 90s.
Yes.
And the musical is supposed to be set in the 70s.
That's right. We've made a few changes to the storyline, including putting the time frame back in the late 70s. These all add richer elements to the story. I think the writers were able to flesh it out even more. When we put it back in the 70s, I think it's a little more believable that Dolores would be a really ambitious singer with a future in disco. The actress we have playing the role is an extremely talented singer, Danae Hill, and she'll blow your mind with her pipes.
So we're looking at more glitter, more disco, and more what? Donna Summer feel.
That's right. Anytime we get a chance to put glitter on the stage, we want to do it.
And it's so nice actually to really see that on stage. But if we look at the movie back in 1992 and then the musical, probably what, was it 2010 or 2011 maybe?
About that. Like 2009, 2010 was when it was formulated in London on the West End, and it moved to Broadway and won Tonys in 2011, and it toured the U.S. Now this is our first chance taking it to Asia, and this is my first time in Asia too.
How is it to perform in Asia? Is there a difference?
Well, there's a lot of cultural differences, but this is my first time experiencing that, so I'm sort of learning as I go. Manila, however, has been really special to have the show in, because the audiences here sort of understand the Catholic foundations that the show is built on, so a lot of the jokes land really well here. It's funny to hear the audience respond so strongly.
You know, I actually wanted to ask that because it might be a little bit different here in the Philippines, because we're dominated by Catholics, and you're looking at nuns. Were there members of the clergy actually watching the musical?
On Sunday night, we had a really large section with nuns and other clergy members, and I was a little nervous to see them there, because obviously we're portraying them and we want to do them justice and honor, but there's also a lot of humor in our show. We don't want to offend them with that, obviously, because we have a lot of respect for them.
Was there at any point you feel, did anybody tell you that there were some offensive parts, or some of them felt offended?
No one has brought any of that to us. I mean, we're poking very gentle fun at them, but at the end of the show, they stood up with the rest of the audience, and it looked like they enjoyed it, so that was a relief to me.
They probably said this is a fun version.
Exactly.
But something they can't really do.
Maybe a little more fun than their everyday life, but I know they do their hard work too.
What really would be the message of the musical for those watching it?
Well, while the show's structure has a Catholic foundation, we think the show is pretty universal, and it brings a message of understanding to the end. There's lyrics about spreading the love around, and when Dolores and Mother Superior do come together at the end, they've made a decision to see eye to eye and understand that what they both want is to include everyone and to understand love. It's broad terms, but that's the joyous message that we want to send out to the audience at the end.
But it's also good to dissuade this perception that this is probably mostly for Catholic viewers, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you have an upbringing in that, you may understand a few more of our jokes. But it really is for everybody. The show is about love and joy, and the music, really.
Well, welcome to the Philippines. Maybe just as a last note, you'd like to invite our viewers to the musical?
We're at the theater at Solaire through Sunday, so if you want to come see the show, you have to make it out now. You got to get your tickets now. We want to see you there.
Rebecca, thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoy the Philippines.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.